Yo, what is happening, folks? It is your boy, Son of Steel, here with my very first 2021 NFL mock draft prediction. So, I am so glad to be back on YouTube, finally. These past 3 to 6 months was just brutal for me. I wasn't in a good place back then, so I got fired from my job from my so-called dad, who literally stole $30,000 from me. Me and my girlfriend broke up, and I was dealing with very deep depression and stuff, and mentally I just wasn't in a good place. But right now I'm actually doing a lot better right now. So I got a new job. I'm making more money there. I love what I'm doing there, by the way. So I had a YouTube channel that used to be called Pittsburgh Pride, of course, and right now, well, starting today, I will be known as Son of Steel. So, probably for this YouTube channel, I'm probably going to be doing voice acting videos, reaction videos, and of course, Steelers content. So, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel for you guys who actually ran into this channel and has watched my content. So, also I want to give a shout out to Steel Twins as well. They are the people who inspire me to actually make these types of videos and stuff. So, go to their channel. They are really good people. They are really good bros. So, all right. Let us get started with this mock draft. So, the number 1 pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, who do I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to draft? It's got to be Trevor Lawrence. They've never in the franchise history drafted at the number 1 position. They've drafted quarterbacks, but not number 1 though. So, this is their first time actually drafting someone at number 1 for the first time in franchise history. So, it's got to be Trevor Lawrence. So, I mean, who's even afraid of Gardner Minshew? I mean, this is a guy who was a 6th-round pick or whatever. And, I mean, he's just average and stuff. I mean, no team is even afraid of this guy. And, of course, I've been hearing rumors once they get Trevor Lawrence, they could be trading away Gardner Minshew to another team. Whether it's before, during, or after the draft is literally varies. So, Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars. All right, the New York Jets on the clock. So, where do I see them getting? Sorry, take a swig there. It's got to be quarterback as well. Sam Darnold gets traded to the Carolina Panthers. That's a refreshing start for him. Good for Sam. I wish him the best of luck in Carolina. So, they need a new quarterback. So, it's got to be Zach Wilson. So, that's a clear indication that this is going to be a Zach Wilson pick. So, but here's the thing, though. The Jets have to actually utilize these draft picks, probably at number 23, 34, or whatever. They got to get an offensive lineman. They got to work on that offensive line and actually fix that offensive line. Mekhi Becton alone is not going to actually fix things. So, if they want to get, if they want to have Zach Wilson at his best potential, they got to get offensive line help for this guy. So, Zach Wilson to the Jets. All right, the San Francisco 49ers. Originally, it was the Dolphins pick. So, they moved up to the number 3 spot. Where do I see them getting? It's got to be a quarterback as well. So, I'm choosing Trey Lance over Justin Fields just because, Trey Lance has just been really talked about right now, other than Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. So, he had a good pro day. And if I could compare Trey Lance to any quarterback in the league, it has to be Josh Allen. Would the 49ers love to have a guy that is Trey Lance who has a Josh Allen type of style? Hell yeah. Literally, That literally spells trouble for Jimmy Garoppolo, because Jimmy Garoppolo could get traded out of San Francisco. Rumor has it that he could get traded back to New England, where he was originally drafted, or into another team. So who knows what's going to happen to Jimmy Garoppolo. But I think Jimmy Garoppolo's career in San Francisco is about to come to an end. So Trey Lance to the 49ers. All right, the Falcons on the clock. So where do I see them getting? Man, I got to say it's got to be Kyle Pitts. Here's the reason why. I mean, they got Calvin Ridley. Julio Jones is deteriorating. And, they got Hayden Hurst, who plays tight end. I mean, he's okay, but not great. I mean, I would get someone who could actually give Matt Ryan an extra target. I've been hearing rumors that the owner might actually trade Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, but I feel like that's not going to happen. I like Matt Ryan. He's still a good quarterback. He's still got plenty in the tank. So I believe if you can give Matt Ryan an extra target like Kyle Pitts, I mean, Kyle Pitts had a phenomenal pro day. I mean, he ran a low 4.4. He's a great catcher. He's a great blocker. And I think that would really pair him up nicely with Hayden Hurst. So it's got to be Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. So Kyle Pitts to the Falcons. All right, the Bengals on the clock. So where do I see them getting? It's got to be a offensive lineman. Penei Sewell. I don't know if I said it right. I apologize. They need to protect Joe Burrow. They need to rebuild that offensive line. I mean, yeah, they got Billy Price. They got Jonah Williams in the first rounds and stuff. So it's got to be someone who can actually protect the quarterback. I mean, Joe Burrow was getting beat up, and of course, he tore his ACL at the end. And as a Pittsburgh fan, we love to sack the quarterback. So give Joe Burrow some protection. If you don't want him to be the next Andrew Luck, you got to give this guy some protection. So it's got to be Sewell to the Bengals. All right, the Dolphins on the clock. So originally the Eagles. Dolphins traded up with the Eagles. So Dolphins get the number 6 pick. Eagles get the number 12. So where do I see them getting? It's got to be a receiver. No doubt a wide receiver. So give Tua a number 1 receiver. Yeah, I like Devontae Parker, and he is good, but I just don't think he will be a true number 1 receiver. And, of course, they brought in Will Fuller from the Texans, and, of course, the dude cannot stay healthy, and I don't know what the Dolphins were thinking, but, I think they're going to utilize his speed for the Dolphins offense. And, of course, Preston Williams isn't really all that different. He does get injured as well. So if you want to see Tua shine with the Dolphins, give him a true number 1 receiver like Jamar Chase from LSU. I mean, Jamar Chase is such a great wide receiver. The Dolphins would definitely choose Chase over, even Devonta Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner. So it's got to be Jamar Chase. All right, Lions. Lions are on the clock. So who do I see them getting? So they traded for Jared Goff from the Rams. He's their quarterback now. And they traded Matt Stafford away to the Rams as well. So, and also they hired former New Orleans Saints quarterback coach Dan Campbell, who we all know actually trained Drew Brees a lot when he was with New Orleans. Now that Drew Brees retired, and it was time for Dan Campbell to move on. So I think this is a good situation with Jared Goff and Dan Campbell, that he could teach Jared Goff, that he taught Drew Brees a lot. So if you want to get Jared Goff, have Jared Goff a very good quarterback, I mean, you got to give him a receiver like Devonta Smith. I mean, look, Marvin Jones, no longer with the team. He got signed by the Jaguars. Kenny Golladay got that mega deal with the New York Giants. So, I mean, who else do they have? A guy named Terrell Williams? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's just one guy, and he had a good career with the Chargers and stuff, but not a really good career with the Raiders. So, they gotta build that wide receiving cores right back up. And a guy like Devonta Smith would definitely be something that Jared Goff would really love. I'm going to choose him over Jalen Waddle just because of size. I think they need to get someone who could be a bigger wide receiver, who could be a security blanket for Jared Goff. Okay, yeah, and of course they have TJ Hockenson as well. So give him another receiver, Devonta Smith to the Lions. All right, the Panthers on the clock. So, of course, again, they ended up getting Sam Darnold from the Jets. So that is a very refreshing start. Whoever's going to be the quarterback, whether it's going to be Sam Darnold or Teddy Bridgewater, the offensive line needs to be addressed. So I would get someone who could protect Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold at New York did not have an offensive line. He was getting his ass kicked left and right. And, you know, if you want to see Sam Darnold revitalize his career, I mean, you got to give his guy some protection, like Rashawn Slater. I mean, he's a plug-and-play player. He could play tackle. He could play guard. You could put him in center. I mean, you could put this guy anywhere on your offensive line. So Rashawn Slater would definitely be a guy that would actually be a good selection for the Panther. However, I think a cornerback would actually be an intriguing pick. So they do need another cornerback. Of course, they lost Brad Berry to the Giants and stuff. So who do they have? Oh God, Dante. I forgot his last name. So it's got to be Rashawn Slater without a doubt. You need to protect Sam Darnold. So Slater to the Panthers. So Broncos on the clock. Where do I see them getting? It's got to be a linebacker. Literally, they have no inside linebacker. So, yeah, they did have Mark Barron, but he's a free agent now. And I think they need a true middle linebacker for that defense. Of course, I've actually heard rumors saying that Von Miller could get cut very soon. We don't know if he's really going to get cut. So, I'm going to say it's got to be someone like Micah Parsons to the Broncos, because they need a centerpiece for that defense. So, it's got to be Micah Parsons. Or it could actually be a cornerback. A cornerback as well. So, of course, they actually ended up getting Kyle Fuller, the veteran for the Chicago Bears. They got Ronald Darby during the free agency. They actually released A.J. Boye. But what makes sense is, which is the most bigger need for the Broncos? It's got to be middle linebacker, and Micah Parsons would actually do a very good job with the Denver Broncos. So Micah Parsons to the Broncos. All right, the Cowboys on the clock. So where do I see them getting? Cornerback. I definitely say cornerback. So we saw a lot of their cornerbacks get injured. Trevon Diggs, the second-round cornerback from Alabama, really needs help. And if you compare him up with his former buddy in Alabama, Patrick Surtain, I think you're going to get a lot of results. This guy is also a shutdown corner for the Cowboys. So I would say the Dallas Cowboys get a shutdown corner like Patrick Surtain. So Patrick Surtain to the Dallas Cowboys. All right, the New York Giants on the clock. So where do I see them getting? I mean, this is going to be a very interesting pick. I know they added Kenny Galladay to their roster, but, I mean, I really don't trust Kenny Galladay to actually get the job done. The dude cannot stay healthy. I mean, but it is a big target for Daniel Jones, though. Darius Slayton was actually pretty good. Sterling Shepard is probably going to be on his way out very soon. They actually signed John Ross, the former wide receiver and first rounder for the Bengals. He didn't really show any potential with the Bengals team. But if I want to get someone who is very reliable and actually screw over a team like the Eagles, I mean, we saw a draft war with this division. I mean, we saw the Eagles drafting Dallas Goedert to screw over the Dallas Cowboys screwing over the Eagles by drafting CeeDee Lamb. And now we're probably going to see the Giants screwing over their division rival, the Eagles, by drafting Jalen Waddle. So it would give Daniel Jones a extra target for the wide receiving core. So I'm going to say Jalen Waddle to the Giants. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock. So they were the number 6 pick. They dropped all the way down to 12. So, and I just think it was the most stupidest move they actually did. I mean, they literally wasted their 6th pick to get a wide receiver, a very good wide receiver. They could have ended up getting Jamar Chase as well. So, and that is a huge need for the Eagles to get a wide receiver. They have no wide receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, gone. Who else? Oh, yeah, Deshaun Jackson, gone. Nelson Aguilar, gone. I mean, and you drafted a guy like Jalen Reagor last year over a guy like Justin Jefferson who blew up in Minnesota. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I gotta say, that is probably the most stupidest move I have ever seen the Eagles perform doing a draft trade. But on the other hand, they have extra high picks next year, according with the Colts and of course with the Dolphins as well. So if I had to choose, if I had to choose who the Eagles actually get, I mean, do I think it's going to be a quarterback? I don't think so. I mean, it would be stupid for them to actually draft a quarterback when they already have Jalen Hurts, who has shown potential, and I've been hearing that they are actually going to utilize their offense around Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, it would just be stupid to do that. And of course, they actually traded away Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts as well. So, if I had to choose what the Eagles might go after, I mean, it would have to be cornerback like J.C. Horn or even Caleb Farley right here. But I feel that they could use a linebacker. So they literally have no inside linebacker. I mean, literally, they have nothing in middle linebacker. So a guy like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah would actually be someone that would actually work out for the Eagles team. This guy does remind me of a Ryan Shazier type of guy. So I'm going to say Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah to the Eagles. All right, moving on. The Chargers on the clock. Where do I see them getting? This is going to be a trade. So I'm probably going to say this is going to be a trade with the Washington football team. So if I could see what they could give up, it's not the most accurate. I'm just doing it as a way for teams to trade up as well. So let's see here, 1974 and a 3rd round pick, and then let's say 13 and trade accepted. All right, there you go. All right, so the Chargers, well, not Chargers, Washington football team on the clock. So they drafted Dwayne Haskins. They let him go after off-field issues and inconsistency. I feel like they're probably going to get a quarterback here. I'm going to choose Justin Fields over Mac Jones. So, I mean, I like Justin Fields. I heard, a lot about him. I mean, if I could compare this guy to any quarterback in the NFL, it has to be Deshaun Watson, except for the sexual misconduct that Deshaun Watson has committed. So, wow. All right, so Justin Fields to the Washington football team because they need a quarterback. And, of course, they actually ended up getting Ryan Fitzpatrick. Who knows? He could be the starting quarterback for the Washington football team. But I'm probably going to choose Justin Fields over them. All right, so the Minnesota Vikings on the clock, number 14. Where do I see them getting? It's got to be a defensive end. So Daniel Hunter suffered a very nasty injury. Who knows if he's probably going to be back or not. And also they actually traded for Yannick Ngakoue from the Jacksonville Jaguars, only to keep him for 6 weeks and trading him away to the Baltimore Ravens. What the hell were they thinking? If they should have done more research on their defensive line and with Yannick Ngakoue, knowing if he didn't work out with that team. And, hell, I would have fired the freaking GM of the Vikings if that was the case, though. But I would say they need to get a defensive end. So, let's see here. I am going to choose... Where is it? I'm going to choose Gregory Rousseau. I've heard a lot about this guy, so he's definitely probably going to be the number one defensive end off the board. So, Gregory Rousseau to the Vikings. All right, moving on. The Patriots on the clock. Where do I see them getting? This is another trade. So, I am going to say it is going to be with the Titans. Titans move up with the Patriots. So, if I can look at my notes here. So, 22.85. Second round. And let's see if that works. Yes, it does. All right. Titans on the clock. I mean, they need a defensive lineman. I mean, they signed Jadeveon Clowney only for him to get injured. A mega deal for a 1 year, $10 million deal. I mean, that dude was a bust for the Titans. Of course, they actually put an upgrade in for the Titans defense when they signed the Steelers' very own Bud Dupree. So, Bud Dupree, I wish you the best of luck in Tennessee, and thank you very much for all your help in Pittsburgh. So, best of luck, buddy. So, this has got to be another defensive end. I mean, Bud Dupree alone can't actually do this alone. So, it's got to be someone like Kwity Paye. So, let me see here. Where is Kwity? Kwity. Right there. So, there you go. Titans get their man. So, all right, the Cardinals on the clock. So, where do I see them getting? It's got to be cornerback. So, literally, Patrick Peterson contracted. Well, literally, Patrick Peterson is out of Arizona. He signs with the Vikings. And, they got Byron Murphy that I do like. But I think they need to add another cornerback to replace Patrick Peterson. A guy like Caleb Farley, another shutdown corner, would be a very good selection for the Cardinals. Who knows? They could, what would be an interesting pick, though, would be like a guy like Najee Harris. That would be a very intriguing pick for Kyler Murray to get the run game going. But I've been hearing Chase Edmonds could actually be the number one running back now that Kenyon Drake is gone. So or even an offensive lineman would actually be another reason for the Cardinals to go another way. So, but at the end, I'm probably going to choose a cornerback. Well, the Cardinals will actually choose a quarterback. So, Cardinals selecting Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech. All right, the Las Vegas Raiders on the clock. So, where do I see them getting? Excuse me. I am going to say it's got to be defensive tackle. I like Maurice Hurst and stuff, but I just don't feel like he can actually keep up and stuff. I think they need to get someone who is literally a bulldozer. And, of course, you have all these other players and stuff. So, I think an upgrade over Maurice Hurst would actually be very beneficial for that Raiders defense. They need to get after Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and even Drew Lock and stuff. So, the defense has got to do better. So, I'm going to say Christian Barmore to the Raiders. All right, the Dolphins on the clock. So, where do I see them? This is part 2 of their draft choice. So, it's got to be a running back. Yeah, they got Myles Haskins, who showed potential, got hurt. Some other running backs and stuff didn't really stack up. So, it would be a very intriguing pick to have Najee Harris go to the Dolphins. The dude's 24 years old. This guy is at his very prime and stuff. Him getting reunited with Tua Tagovailoa would be something beneficial. So it would have to be a running back for the Dolphins. They need to get that offense. They need to get that run game going because really, I mean, they have to actually get a new running back who can stay healthy and be a superstar for that offense. So it would have to be Najee Harris to the Dolphins. All right. The Chargers on the clock again, trading with the Washington football team. So where do I see them getting? It's got to be cornerback. I mean, they got rid of Casey Hayward, who was actually a star with the Chargers, but they have seen him decline and stuff. I think a new cornerback would actually be something that they could really use. J.C. Horn would actually, I believe J.C. Horn or even Caleb Farley would actually still be there. I could be wrong with Caleb Farley going to the Cardinals, but I feel like this could be similar when it comes to draft choices. So, the Chargers select J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina. All right, the Chicago Bears on the clock. So, a lot to talk about with the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky is now gone. They signed Andy Dalton. They have Nick Foles. Who's going to be the quarterback? I mean, it's hard to say. If they want to keep, maybe Andy Dalton or even Nick Foles around, which I don't know, that's probably where they're going to be going with this, and not draft a quarterback like Mac Jones. I would say they need to get some offensive line help. So, cornerback, I don't think so, since you had J.C. Horn already gone. It would have to be offensive linemen. Like Christian Darrisaw go to the Bears. They need to get some offensive line help to protect them. And even get the run game going. Because we saw David Montgomery just blow up with Bill Lazor under the running back helms. And, of course, they actually got Damian Williams now as their backup. So it's got to be Christian Darrisaw to the Chicago Bears. All right, the Colts. Colts on the clock. So where do I see them getting? I would say it would be an offensive lineman, but I have seen them actually go after a few veteran offensive linemen that they have actually signed. I think it's going to be a defensive end because they got to get someone who can get that defensive line worked up. I mean, Autry, he's gone. So, I think a guy like Azeez Ojulari, he's a very nasty defensive end who's got a lot of potential. I'm going to say him going to the Colts would actually be something that I would definitely see. Although, that could actually change, maybe even a wide receiver. That would be a very intriguing pick for the Colts to screw over the New England Patriots, who needs a wide receiver, and I will talk about that in a few minutes. So, Azeez Ojulari to the Colts. All right, the New England Patriots, of course, trading down with the Titans. So, where do I see them getting? It's got to be a wide receiver. So, Rashad Bateman, the Patriots have just went free agency shopping, getting all these guys. Of course, they ended up getting Nelson Aguilar from the Raiders, who actually did pretty good there. And really, I mean, They need a new receiver. Julian Edelman is getting old. N'Keal Harry is a bust. What's the other guy's name? There's a couple guys. Jacoby, who was actually... He's kind of a wild card. So, I would say if you want to get a wide receiver and actually a potential playmaker for Cam Newton, they, of course, re-sign Cam Newton. And that was a very good choice that they actually did, because once it would have been their turn, all four of those quarterbacks would be gone. Maybe they probably would have gone with Mac Jones and stuff. But what matters is, I think the receiving core needs to be addressed. Cam Newton needs a target. So, Rashad Bateman to the Patriots. All right, the New York Jets on the clock. So, where do I see them actually getting? Part 2. So, I did say they need an offensive lineman. I mean, they could actually go either way. I mean, there's a lot of guys that they could use. Greg Newsome, Aliha Vera Tucker, or even a linebacker, or even an offensive lineman. But I feel like they should actually address the running back position. The running back position for the Jets last year was the worst. They got rid of Le'Veon Bell because he literally didn't do anything. And, of course, they used Frank Gore and Pirine or whatever. And, of course, I think they need to get a running back. So, it's a good possibility that the Jets get a running back like Travis Etienne. I mean, this guy does remind me of an Alvin Kamara type of guy. So, I mean, would the Jets love to have a guy that is Travis Etienne that it has the style of Alvin Kamara? Hell yeah. I mean, this guy could blow up with the Jets. I mean, depending on whether Zach Wilson can actually perform well or not. So, Travis Etienne to the Jets. All right, my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. Where do I see them getting? This has got to be a trade. So, I'm going to say the Chiefs trading with the Steelers. So, if I can look at here, 31, 63, and then third round pick. And we get that. Proposed and trade accepted. All right, Chiefs back on the clock. Where do I see them getting? I mean, I think they actually need to address the offensive line, although defense is actually something that they could use. Greg Newsome would actually be someone that they could really use. And I believe that could be later, maybe not. I would actually say an offensive lineman. They got rid of Eric Fisher. They got rid of Remmers. They brought in Joe Thuney and gave him a mega deal. They ended up getting Kyle Long after coming out of retirement. So I'm going to say it's probably going to be an offensive lineman to protect Patrick Mahomes. We saw in the Super Bowl he was getting chased around by the Buccaneers. They cannot let that happen again and give Patrick Mahomes some protection. So Samuel Cosmi has got to be their pick. This guy is a beast. I mean, this guy really, by watching him, he reminds me of Alejandro Villanueva. I mean, the Chiefs do need a left or right tackle to protect Patrick Mahomes. So, Samuel Cosmi to the Chiefs. All right, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Part 2, was actually the Rams pick. So, getting rid of course, Jalen Ramsey to the Rams. So, where do I see them getting? It's got to be a safety. I think it would actually be, I mean, look at all these people that are left. I mean, center and even safety. It's got to be a safety for them. They would love to get a brute of a safety like Trevon Moehrig to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I do believe they need to get a safety. I don't think they have a good safety to actually have. So I'm going to say Moehrig to the Jaguars. So, all right, the Cleveland Browns on the clock. So what do I see them getting? It's got to be a linebacker. I mean, they have no middle linebacker and stuff. So if you want them to be a very nasty defense, and they had been a very nasty defense with Myles Garrett and some other guys, Denzel Ward, and even Greedy Williams. Well, he didn't actually play, though, but he's expected to play next year. So, I'm going to say linebacker for the Browns. So, I am going to say Cleveland drafts a guy like Zaven Collins. This guy is a beast as well. So, a beast of a linebacker, and I am going to say Zaven Collins going to the Browns. All right, the Baltimore Ravens on the clock. Where do I see them getting? It's gotta be, it has to be an offensive lineman. There's been rumors going around that Orlando Brown could get traded, and they have actually been saying that they could get traded. And, you know, they got to protect Lamar Jackson. That offensive line has got to do better protecting Lamar Jackson. This guy is just running around. He doesn't have a wide receiving core. And then if that's the case, if they're going to actually trade Orlando Brown to somewhere else, maybe to get a wide receiver somewhere or whatever, I've been hearing rumors saying that the Ravens could trade Orlando Brown to the Chargers just to get Mike Williams. That's just been rumors, though. If that is the case, I am going to say they need protection help. So an upgrade on the guard position, like Aliha Vera-Tucker, would be very beneficial for that Ravens offensive line. So it's got to be Aliha Vera-Tucker. All right, the New Orleans Saints on the clock. No Drew Brees. He retired happily. Jameis Winston gets resigned. They still have Taysom Hill. Where do I see them getting? It's gotta be a wide receiver. Where is he? Yeah, here he is. Kadarius Toney. I mean, they did actually have an Emmanuel Sanders. They had Emmanuel Sanders last year. Of course, he actually moved on with the Saints, got signed with the Buffalo Bills, and of course, they need receiving help. We saw Michael Thomas, the All-Pro, get into a lot of trouble. He beat up his teammate. He gets disciplined. He was injured. He wasn't consistent, and he had a bust year. So, but here's the thing: I do expect him to bounce back from last year. But in case he doesn't actually do well this year, I say you need to get Jameis Winston another target like Kadarius Toney. I mean, this guy is definitely like a Tyreek Hill type of guy or Emmanuel Sanders, and he could play special, return, and even catch, return punts and even kicks and stuff. The Saints would like that. I think he's got some great size, 5'11". He's definitely a speedster, so I'm going to say the Saints getting Kadarius Toney. All right, the Green Bay Packers on the clock. So where do I see them getting? It's got to be linebacker. They have no linebacker. They literally have no linebacker in that position. That's even good enough. So probably someone like Nick Bolton. Where is he? Let me just grab that. There he is, right there. Nick Bolton to the Packers. So he does remind me a lot of the Cowboys linebacker. It's not Jalen Smith, but the other guy. If I don't know who it is, if you know who it is, let me know. Anyway, it's got to be Nick Bolton. So Nick Bolton to the Packers. All right, the Buffalo Bills on the clock. So where do I see them getting? I think another cornerback would be something that they could use. Of course, Greg Newsome's still on the board. I think he would pair very nicely with Tre'Davious White, and they do need cornerback help as well. So I am going to say Greg Newsome, or as a matter of fact, they could go linebacker, they could go offensive line and stuff, or they could actually, go defensive end or whatever. But I don't think that's going to happen when they got AJ Epinesa. Sorry, that's a hard name to say. Of course, it's got to be a cornerback like Greg Newsome to give Tre'Davious White some backup. So, Greg Newsome to the Bills. All right, finally, the Pittsburgh Steelers back on the clock. Where do I see them getting? Offensive linemen. So, literally, I've seen a lot of mock drafts that are projecting to have the Steelers project getting a linebacker, or even a cornerback, or even a offensive outside linebacker. I mean, I don't see that happening. Look, we need offensive line help. And I believe the one guy that would actually make a lot of sense would be Creed Humphrey. Of course, Marquise Pouncey retired. We need offensive line help. Alejandro Villanueva, probably not coming back right now because we brought in several offensive linemen. That's a clear indication that Alejandro Villanueva is probably not coming back. So if they want to protect Ben Roethlisberger and their future quarterback, whoever it's going to be next year, it's got to be Creed Humphrey. Creed Humphrey is a great center. He's projected to be the #1 center in this draft. He's a leader, and we need a leader on that offensive line. So Creed Humphrey would be someone that could actually be a huge pickup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, we got B.J. Finney, but he's not actually a great center. He's a decent backup, though, but he's no center starter. But I'm going to say Creed Humphrey would be someone that the Pittsburgh Steelers actually get. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Creed Humphrey. All right, finally, the Super Bowl champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on the clock. So, who do I see them getting? I mean, there's a lot of positions that they don't need to address. They could trade out of the first round and give it to another team or whatever. But I feel that they could actually get Tom Brady's successor, or even, give Tom Brady a student or whatever. I'm going to say Mac Jones to the Buccaneers. Tom Brady is great. He's a god. I mean, of course, he's not. Everyone's saying he's the system quarterback. Wrong. He is the system right now. I mean, he is the system. He could get the shit done. So, if I could say the Buccaneers to get someone who can mentor with, it would have to be Mac Jones. He could actually learn under Tom Brady and become a great quarterback in the next few years or so. So, I'm going to say Mac Jones to the Buccaneers. So, there you go, guys. That is the full mock draft right now. I will probably get another mock draft when the actual draft comes closer. So, there you go, guys. I will be putting up more videos very soon. So, don't forget to subscribe and like this channel. This is Son of Steel signing off. Peace out, y'all. Go Steelers. Woo!